We're not seeing a Spirit Breaker come out, are we? Feels like a little greedy. Maybe a Sand King.
Maybe, yeah, I feel like Sand King might be a little bit more
10 seconds remaining.
a higher probability than a
team
Spirit Breaker, just because you've already got the Phoenix Nyx Assassin, right? Like, unless we don't really see the Phoenix flex as a 3 anymore, so.
Dire team banned.
Well, this is what has worked really well for them. Remember when we casted some of their lower division games? Sanctity on the Morphling, Marvel on the Underlord. They were just able to stall out games for Morphling to come online. Yes, that was mainly with the really cheesy strat for Sanctity's Morph, but nonetheless, it's heroes I've seen them play well with. Like, this is literally, you take a look, you know, Danog, 4 heroes that we have seen them take over games with.
Yep. Was that with a PA as well on 1-2-3? I kind of feel like it was, that they were able to turn around like some crazy high ground defenses coming through that the Underlord enables, and then they could make stuff happen, or they had the aggressive side of things either with the Sand King or the Spirit Breaker. Still haven't seen any Earthshaker, which is a little unfortunate. You know, I feel like some of these heroes that are in the meta right now, like the Clockwork, like all these spirits that love engaging super deep, it just means that you can't be passively standing back in all of these team fights, because you're either going to get caught out, no blink, no Fissure, no save for yourself, or you're just not going to have any kind of presence in a team fight at all.
Yeah, do you feel like, what do you think the issue with the Earthshaker is right now? Is it just like lanes are too heavily focused?
Yeah, that, and Earn, fantastic item. You just toss that onto an Earthshaker, suddenly he can't blink initiate. He has to rely entirely on the Fissure. And he's very cooldown reliant for a position 4 as well, right? Like, with a Lion, you could still get these multi-man stuns off, and you can still crowd control with the Hex, of course. But the Finger of Death, it isn't, like, needed. Whereas I feel like oftentimes you're picking the Earthshaker because of the Echo Slam and what it's able to do when you get team fights happening in your favor. With all these position 1 bans that Lilgun have been able to remove, going to be able to pick something that they feel is pretty going to synergize well with the Phoenix. They need something that's going to be able to deal with the Phantom Lancer, though. Underlord on his own isn't enough. Something else needs to be able to try and catch him out here. What is it? That's the question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any cute pairings they can even go. Well, they're looking for
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team.
They're 1, 2, 3 here.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
It feels like you need a lot here now for Neon. Like a lot. You
do, but
10 seconds remaining.
You also are pretty damn greedy and passive and farm centric super early on for Lilgun. And you don't have a lot of like counter initiation potential. So you could just opt to go all in with like a massive just rush you strat.
I don't know if you can though with the Phantom Lancer. It's one of the issue. Okay, maybe
Mid
PL like
Pango is what I want to see.
Pango. Yopaj definitely can pull it out. It does feel like...
I'm surprised at how little we've seen the Pango as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. They need that like AoE control right now, definitely for the Meepo. And the matchup versus the Morphling's pretty nice as well with the lucky shot, the lockdown that you can get.
You can get through the Pit of Malice as well in the Rolling Thunder. It lasts for longer, so you've got even more control. The shield crash is good against all of the Meepos, so you're basically unkillable when you've got that duration up, which is nice.
This is quite the spinner in the works here, that Lilgun gone with the Meepo 23rd. And they Shadow Fiend. Okay, so...
And the team trying to pump him up with the voice line, saying, Japoy is my idol. JR, play hard, Natsumi. They've all got the faith. Clearly, CTM doesn't, because he hasn't been spamming these things out.
CTM has it, right? Have they all 5 got it?
Yeah, they've all got it.
Come on, like, what are you doing? You got to be spamming it. Disappointing, actually. Like, I guess he doesn't believe in the team.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
but
has to be it.
Natsumi, It is a very nice game to go that more Spirit Lance optimized build. You know, the Aghanim Shard going to be real nice on the Phantom Lancer this time around. So probably just, you know, go like Manta style into that, or just, you know, even just the Yasha, and then look to transition into it so that around that 20-minute mark, you can look to be getting a little bit more active. You know, you need to be purchasing it up immediately. I'm not sure if it's the game for an Octarine or not. I just feel like the value that you're going to get out of that, always be able to bounce up onto a Meepo, get a lot of those illusions juxtaposing really quickly, is going to be quite nice.
How are we feeling about heading into this game? Do we feel like, you know, Lilgun are able to even up the series with their cheese Meepo coming through? You know, we've already highlighted that they've got a lot of comfort heroes, but the Neon have the answers.
I feel like they do, but if there's good rotations coming through from Hishki to make sure that the Shadow Fiend isn't able to snowball, if he does even, like my magic number is 3 for the Shadow Fiend, but even honestly once or twice in the lane, could be a disaster for this SF and give 123 the space that he needs to be able to get a bit more farm, because that's what's going to be stopping this Meepo from farming the super early game is the early Shadow Fiend rotations. I don't think Mars is going to be able to do much of anything. Lion, I suppose. I mean, we've seen 3-man, 4-man Nerf spikes so far, but can you imagine a 9-man spike coming through with all those Meepos spawned up?
Poggers. That's when they drop the voice lines. When he lands onto every single person. So do we feel like Lilgun, they've got more of a farm-centric kind of lineup right now through the early game, and then they're going to burst into a lot of mid-game action, or?
I think so. You know, you are quite burst reliant, right? At least until the PL gets a good level of farm. So you've got to make sure you're taking... There's the MLP voice line. You've got to make sure you're taking these good team fights, fighting around the cooldowns of the Shadow Rays, and of course the Requiem of Souls into the Finger of Death. That's able to take out nearly everything. So how is Ace's positioning going to be? How is Marvel's positioning going to be able to stop a lot of that early aggression coming out from Neon?
We'll see. A little bit of shenanigans going on. Sanctity not even thinking about showing up for a fight. You know, the Morphling, not really someone who's going to be able to provide too much impact for the bounties. It does look like Radiant will get 3 though, so great positioning from Natsumi. How do we feel about the late stages of this game? Is there a team that's going to feel a little bit more comfortable with looking to scale over the other?
I'd say Lilgun by far. It's just getting to that area. You know, like you're going up against a Morphling. There's percent damage on Mars. There's percent damage on the Phoenix. Nyx is still pretty damn effective later on, and realistically, it's only going to be the PL that's going to be able to carry super later on. Maybe the CTM God's Rebuke if he's able to get the same amount of levels as previous.
See that mid lane does seem like a pretty good matchup here for Yopaj. We don't get the Shadow Fiend too often, but up against a melee hero like the Meepo, his Razors are going to be able to trade incredibly efficiently and have a lot of burst potential early.
Wonder when they changed that. I think denying a ward used to give you a soul charge for your Necromastery, but he did that on his own Observer ward in the mid lane, and he didn't get it once he hit level 2, so a little surprising.
Maybe he wasn't sure of it as well, because they knew that Nyx Assassin scouted out that Observer ward because he ran underneath the tower vision, and Yopaj, he didn't do it till he hit 2, so maybe he wasn't 100% certain if that was still a thing or not. He's really just tickling the Meepo with the right clicks. That's where 123 can trade relatively well if it can stay on top. But the issue is when you get a little bit of distance, those Razors will really start to add up, as though we head towards one of the side lanes here. Down bot, Natsumi and Marvel battling it out. This does seem like it's going to be a bit of a farm fest at the moment here with these two.
And hell, even now at level 3, you know, Yopaj is able to pump out a lot more damage into this Meepo, just having the 2 points into the Shadow Rays. He has the bottle already picked up on Yopaj. One of the advantages of being able to spam out that lane, of course, with the Shadow Razors. And I wonder how the Meepo is going to be feeling, considering the Dragon Lance now provides a whole lot more agility for its cost. He's one of the main benefactors of that.
Yeah, we've always seen the Meepo commonly build that Dragon Lance. I wonder when 123 if he wants to pick it up, and if so, if it's going to be one or multiple Dragon Lances even built here. But top lane, the lane that we haven't looked at just yet, CTM and Play Hard up against the Sanctity Morphling. It does really feel like Morphling. Actually, one more right click, Play Hard. It's going to fall, the dive. Is it going to tick himself? Not going to get popped. Level 1 dive, not doing a whole lot there. So Play Hard is going to be okay. They'll try and pop the self. It just stands still and doesn't actually get clipped by any.
Mm-hmm. Big impact as well, they use those fiery spirits when it was just about like 1 HP, I think, even away from hitting onto that level 3. So it's even the full 51-second fire spirits cooldown. Sanctity, he's gonna have to play a little bit more passively, and good for AC. Make sure he gets the pull off while he's doing that, but it's going to allow CTM to get a little bit more free farm than he has been so far in this lane. Zhao making the rotation through again. You could say he might have been the MVP of that previous game. You know, the position 5 tiny, you need a lot to make it work, and his tosses in lane, I think he only messed up 1 into Natsumi, did a great job, and then able to transition nice and early with a 17-minute position 5 Blink Dagger.
Yeah, and you see what he's doing though on Zhao. Like, he trying to keep tabs on that Meepo. This is a hero that can really flash farm the jungle and want to make an incredible amount of stacks. But, you know, Zhao, he's already got the Windlace, and if you kind of start leaving the lane, then it'll force Hishki to follow you around, and then PL should be able to do okay in that 1v1. Like, it's Underlord should be favored just a little bit, but PL won't die and will still get farm.
Yeah, he'll be just fine. You can see here 123. He's kind of already forced back into the jungle a little bit, having taken that small camp. I think there's only 1 stack up right now, just in the dire jungle. The Centaurs and the Trolls, they're next to each other.
The awkward thing is though, like, you see how constantly Yopaj is looking to shove in the wave. Like, you want to do that as much as possible. From a person who doesn't want to lane verse you in the lane, if you shove the wave out, it means they're going to miss out on all this creep CS by the time they come back. And they're up forward, Yopaj. A very early level up in the Requiem is unable to get the short raise combo, so 123 gets pushed back to safety.
Dire's middle tower.
Ace able to get away as well, and well, it wasn't a TP coming through from Neon's side, so they're still able to react and even, hell, just soak up some of this experience on the clockwork. That's 123's looking to farm. They could look to go in with a double Earth Spike here with that Deep Observer Ward.
123 gonna try and tank it up with the battery sword on multiple Meepos, but they've got one little more right click. Can they get it? Great micro from the Meepo, and he's gonna try and poof out. He's back to safety.
Woo. No cogs, ends up harming him pretty heavily. Even getting the D-ward off, so nicely done there by Lilgun as well, to be able to prevent all that. They'll scout out the fact that this is stacked up once. Actually, twice now? Am I seeing things?
Yeah, that's twice.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 Centaurs there.
Yeah. And we do see though, whatever they can do, like, even if they don't get the kill. Oh, nice hunt from Januel. It was in the tree line ready to pounce, and this time they can set up for the raises and they can also take the stacks away. This is a really, really important kill. You saw Meepo was pinging it out instantly. They're not going to look to stick around for too long. Radiant, that observer one of the higher ground saw Sanctity and Phoenix coming, but that is a really big kill. Meepo hasn't been freely farming the jungle for a decent chunk of time now.
Yeah, you just hear on the team comms, Mustax, please, boys, protect them, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They do get the stun in onto the SF, though. It's the damage that they need.
Not without Ace sticking around there.
Oh, that would have been huge. He nearly raised into the carapace, but the last
Radiant's
second
bottom
cancel
tower
of
is under
the
attack.
animation.
She's still in trouble. Has 2 men stun. I know they trade Earth Spike stuns there, but it's not going to matter. So we see the emphasis, though, from either team. Really looking to try and protect or shut
Radiant's
down
bottom
the
tower is
stacks.
under attack.
Earpage, such a
Gonna take it.
nuisance. Very nice. When they got the experience, doesn't matter. Like he needs that gold. It's almost boots of travel completed for Earpage as well.
He just wants to constantly be chasing around that Meepo, making sure he's able to get away from the ganks, because, I mean, Phoenix isn't going to do anything, and just that little bit of extra movement speed that you need to dodge out the Nyx Assassin stuns, that could be the key difference maker when you're an SF that just does not want to die super early on. I know no hero really wants to die, but him in particular.
Yeah, very much so. He's someone who very much relies on just snowballing a game with all that flush farming capabilities that he has. And, well, Natsumi, he's going to his own farm, but it's actually going to be the Midas this game for the Phantom Lancer. How are we feeling about this one?
I don't hate it, because I still feel like he's wanting to get to that level 15 as quickly as possible. He wants to hit that 20-minute timing where he's level 15, he's got the Spirit Lance available, and, you know, you could just start to rain down havoc through the use of that Spirit Lances that would only be on the 4-second cooldown.
But lane, Marvel, he's got him baited a little bit too far here. Yopaj and CTM will come to support Januel's clockwork. Great rotation to them. Yopaj has already got the boots of travel, so the very short cooldown on the TP, and it looks like CTM might just be forced to sit down bot, however, for himself.
Money changes hands.
Fails the stack on Yopaj. Even great players aren't perfect, but he's having a fantastic start to this one. Already more than 1,000 net worth ahead of this Meepo. One of the better counters against it with all that AoE damage you're able to pump into it, and you just see the downside of having this, you know, more passive position 5 that just cannot make any sort of rotations. The only ones that have Ace has done so far has been just to effectively defend the Meepo from dying, but that's not going to do anything to the Shadow Fiend. He's just capable of running away. Now that he's got the boots of travel, he can just continue making this happen.
Arena drop, Marvel. They need the spear, they'll miss it, but still at least the arena forces the Underlord to be really close to Yopaj's Requiem. Very great use of the Spike Carapace, stopping any follow-up from the Fear. 1, 2, 3. He actually misses the root, unfortunately. They've still got the backup of Ace coming involved here. Only level 5, so we won't have this supernova for the skirmish, but they kill off CTM, and they will be able to chase down Januel too. So it's a 2 for nothing here for Lilgun, bringing the numbers, and it looks like Radiant are probably going to have to leave bot to fall, and yeah, Yopaj is out of there.
It's a heavy investment, but Sanctity's still farming, so you're okay with it. You can see he's going into that early stats build with the Dragon Lance just to make sure he's constantly able to stay well away from the team fight if needed against the Shadow Fiend, and then when the opportunity arises, he's going to go into that E-Blade to combo together with all of that burst damage that the Meepo is going to have. Hell, even just getting an E-Blade, don't even need the shotgun blast, right? You just get that onto someone, and the poof will do the rest.
Yeah, it can be a lot of burst potential if you do go into that. It's going to be a scary prospect for a lot of the Radiant heroes, especially the supports as well. As not the supports are making their own play on Sanctity. They need a perfect way to start this before the attribute shift. Playhard will try with the Hex, but daytime makes it really difficult. Spike. He doesn't get the attribute shift. Januel needs to get in range for the hookshot. Is it going to be timed perfectly? It is. Just in the nick of time. They will chain lock him down pre-attribute shift.
Radiant's bottom tower
Very important
is
kill.
falling.
He went purely into that farming style. You know, he's got the Possessed Mask for more agi, more to morph into strength, I suppose, but not opting for the Ogre Axe just yet. But they were able to take the tower. They're slowly sieging this. They've got the Firestorm to be able to defend against it, so they're not going to lose too much in the form of map space, which of course, as a Meepo, incredibly important. Still though, if he was able to get away, that would have been a huge victory coming through from Lilgun. Not going to be the case though. Goes down to the bottom side of the map, relatively safer. There aren't too many heroes right now on Neon's side that want to be down here.
Neon. They're forced to come to Januel's aid. Just a little bit of a skirmish between the supports here in the river. See, again, it's all the space right now. You highlighted that it's going to be a big factor on if Lilgun are able to get farm across the map, because it is greedy early on for them without having people to make the plays. Januel, nice hook shot, but it does get them grouped up for a two-man pip dive on him forward. Somehow the Clockwork's still alive, and even with an Earth Spike on 2 is further going to enable him to retreat back to safety, and no one is dying.
Well, surprising. It didn't have the Fiery Spirits to pump it onto the Clockwork. I don't think the Icarus dive damage even connected either, so able to walk on away. A little bit of a missed opportunity there for Lilgun. But again, Meepo's farming. Morphling was farming. He's super deep down onto this bottom side. And there's the Blink Dagger. Already has the 2 points in Divided We Stand. Of course, Meepo, one of those weird heroes that has these slightly different sorts of timings, but he's keen to get in. He's keen to make some of the magic happen.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Supernova available as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen that egg just yet, so maybe with Meepo having Blink, yeah, they are. They're actually going to look to smoke up and see who they can get with this.
Even having the Dragon Lance, this would be a huge kill onto Yopaj, yet just a little bit too late. So they're going to change tact, go around onto the high ground, see if they can get a backstab happening on 21. But oh, can you imagine if they're able to kill Sanctity actually in response to this smoke without having to commit all too much themselves? They get a nice hook shot.
Attribute shifts out fast enough. The Hex, instant follow-up. They'll lock him down perfectly, so regardless, he cannot waveform away after the Attribute shift. So they do commit a couple of ultimates for that, but it's Radiant Smoke that is going to work out instead of the Dyers.
Radiant's top tower is under
Continuing to try and search, doesn't get the damage from the Vendetta hit onto Yopaj, but they have the rotations through. They've still got the arena here.
Ace even clipped. Spike finger. Ace really struggling so far in the Phoenix, but just haven't felt his presence this green. Great spear as well from CTM. The lone spear that he could have got clipped onto, he does. So Yopaj will bait them into losing both the supports, and is even going to get a refill in the bottle as well, thanks to the shovel.
Radiant's top
Gets the
tower is
Invis
under
rune as
attack.
well. No Requiem available, so
Dyer's
still just wanting to be
middle tower
passively
is under
farming up a
attack.
little bit. Don't think he's going to have the BKB by the time it rolls around with the cooldown coming up, but still, Yopaj having a good time, popping it, refilling his bottle again. Bannerun's about to respawn. He's just going to stick in this general vicinity. And you can see Neon, they're wanting to sit back. They're wanting to play a little bit more passively. If I was Lilgun, I'd be grouping up right now. I'd be looking to go for a group smoke. They do. I don't know if that clipped onto Ace, so it actually revealed the fact that they were going for that. But you can see Yopaj, he's making sure to go to the safety of the trees, staying very close to Jao to make sure that at least you've got a counter initiate if they were to go in onto you. Maybe even baiting this a little bit.
Uh-oh, Hishki's going to run into him. Jao. Can he counter initiate? Supernova's going to get dropped. 1, 2, 3 with a blink in forward as well. It's a lot of damage with the Death Requiem, but they're not going to be able to punish that deep dive from Lilgun, as they'll find 2. They'll hope to lead that into an objective afterwards, considering they've only taken 1 tier 1 across the map, but everyone of Lilgun showing up to that fight.
Yeah, they were desperate to try and get one team fight, and well, they get it. They get the perfect target as well with that Shadow Fiend. The Death Requiem did a decent amount of damage too, but enables them to go straight into this tier 1 tower. Something with Meepo as well, you're always concerned about that Roche potential coming through. So make sure that you're trying to keep control of these towers if you can.
CTM, blink in, play hard, still got the finger on cooldown. 1, 2, 3 is going to try and counter up with his own blink. And it's a lot of damage here. Meepo's Earthbinds them all together. Hishki, great use of the Spy Carapace means that Januel, he's not going to be able to retreat away. So that is another 1 fight for Lilgun, and all of a sudden, you were kind of, you're bringing up Roshan, and when you can't start winning a couple fights like that, they're actually going to think about going back in the pit.
Why not? I mean, they've used the fact that Radiant had used a lot of cooldowns previously to kill the Shadow Fiend on the bottom side of the map. They just said, right, we're going to pop all of ours, we're going to win the team fight. If we don't, the game's basically over, so we have to try and make the attempt. And just able to catch them out again before a lot of these big cooldowns were available on Neon. So, big win coming through from them. That's going to be Roche unless this Rocket Flare snipes it. It's not going to. 2 lives on Meepo.
And do you feel like this is going to be a big spike here for Lilgun with the Aegis?
Oh, of course, you know, and level 15 as well, so he's got that extra poof damage coming through. I think he's already finished up the Eagle song on the Morphling. That means he's not going to be in position to snipe the courier, so that's a little unfortunate for Neon.
They've got to be careful. They've got that ward on the high gun, so they do see all of Lilgun sweeping on over.
Still no BKB on Yopaj.
Maybe these boots of travel movement speed is enough to get back to safety. CTM, they even dropped the arena just to make sure Yopaj will retreat away. It's going to cost CTM his life, and Sanctity will waveform in to claim it. They're even pushing out the wave as well, man. Yopaj is really making sure it's just going to take them an extra little bit of time to get to that tier 2.
I like it as well. He's got a little bit lucky with the neutral item that he's got. That extra little bit of percentage-based movement speed, always going to be nice paired together with the Boots of Travel. You're essentially always going to have something on cooldown with the Shadow Fiend, so he's feeling just fine on Yopaj. And of course, the Blink Dagger as well, doing him a solid. Closer and closer to that BKB. That's the key timing for him. But E-Blade's going to come around at the... probably a little earlier, actually, with Sanctity getting that last hit through onto that previous kill there with CTM. So if they're able to get some kills, especially on SF, delay his farm even more, delay that BKB, that would be enormous for Lilgun. Playing a little scared. They got vision around where Sanctity and these Meepos are.
Do you feel like they're going for too many pickoffs right now instead of just saying, all right, let's just walk down a lane and take a tier 2 or maybe force a fight?
For Lilgun?
Yeah.
No. They're doing exactly what they need to. Now they've got the E-Blade, now they can do that. Maybe even, hell, wait for the Skadi to be up on this Meepo. He's only 800 gold away, and you've still got the Aegis for another 3 minutes.
Got these big timings coming in very shortly for Lilgun. As well for the Phantom Lancer. He's still looking to find that farm. Manta is completed after the Midas.
Even a pipe on Marvel is actually quite huge against the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, very much so. It's going to mitigate a lot of the damage, even the Lion as well. So you'll keep that in mind. You know, the Mars damage, Spear, Arena, all magical. So it's going to be very impactful here for Lilgun because these are going to be drawn out fights. And if you can kind of keep your sustain up, see how it'll work.
They're doing just what you said, though. They're walking down a lane, they force out the glyph. No tier 1s left available for Neon. So if they were to take a tier 2, if they were to win a team fight, it's very easy to immediately take away all of the outer towers that Neon still have remaining. Only 300 gold away from that Skadi now. I think they were hoping for a situation where, you know, they were able to take a tower, but yes, they're happy to take it this little bit slower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Does mean BKB is available now for Yopaj, though.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
See, he's going to be going into the Arcane Blink next here for the Shadow Fiend, so...
I like it. I like it a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's very... it's always satisfying to watch.
Here we go, though. How do Neon respond to this? Pushing in, they've got the Siege Creep as well. With all these Meepos, Skadi only about 30 gold away, main Meepo walking over to the secret shop to be able to claim it, and he does. They're just going to do the exact same thing. Good response, though, from Neon. They put the Manta Illusion straight into the mid lane, making sure it's pushed out as much as possible. Bot lane's already doing the exact same thing, even, hell, with just play hard doing it. So, the downside of committing 5 heroes into the map is that, well, the other 2 lanes, they're going to be responded to pretty quickly. Still, lane naturally starts to push in. They've already cleaned out the first wave. Meepo can continue to stand in on the front line. Still has another 30 seconds on that Aegis timer, so he's got to be up there hitting the tower right now. And he'll do it.
T2 claimed. That's the second one now gone for Lilgun. Dump bot though, they're setting up Yopaj. Big charge of the Requiem. He does use a 9-second BKB to kill off the Nyx assassin. Meanwhile, Meepo's still mid. Meepo, the one-time 1-2-3. Oh, the speed! It's too late from CTM. That was a real big window of opportunity where I feel like they could have caught him out.
They could have. He had the Aegis, though, right? So he would have at least had the secondary life. It would have been hard, of course. They probably would have just taken him down the second time. Actually, would they? They didn't have the Lion. PL doesn't have a huge amount of farm. And your Shadow Fiend had just used the Requiem previously. So I still feel like Lilgun are in a position where they can just go. They're going to go again. They see the Lion drawn down the lane. That's exactly where they need to be right now. No Glyph, no Requiem, no Finger. Just go.
Yeah, and you're about to hit a timing on the Phantom Lancer. Well, you just did with Diffusal, but it's going to get even greater. Level 18, Aghanim Shard, almost completed. So once you pick this one up, it's really going to start to get pretty scary here for Dire. You've got to keep that in mind on how you're taking these fights at the moment and when you're thinking about taking those fights. They are going to smoke up. See, the Meepo can deal with some of the side lanes, whereas the rest of the team with the real Meepo can look to fight. Hishki stalking the prey, and the prey looks like will be the Lion. So a support for this smoke. You know, so Radiant honestly are okay with it.
They're okay with it, considering especially CTM's been pushing out this top side, continuing to get more farm, more importantly closer to his Blink Dagger. That's the key thing to Neon right now. They just need to finish up these BKBs, sorry I say Blink Dagger, BKBs on all their heroes except for the Phantom Lancer, and even he's only 200 gold away now from that shard. Makes it so much easier to be fighting. Hasterin, popped by Yopaj, very lucky, able to get away. And you just see the Boots of Travel constantly being used here.
It's funny because I feel like Dire's pick-off isn't the worst with a Nyx and Meepo, but Yopaj is just, his read of this game has been so on point, and he even gets a DD too. Whew. He's been getting a lot of nice bottles. This Arcane Blink going to be completed with the Ancients.
Yep, that's in the same timing as the Ag Shard on the PL as well. So, no Aegis left. And a one-team fight with Roshan spawning in 40 seconds could mean that this means a Rosh going over the way of Neon. That'd be huge.
Do you feel like Lilgun didn't do enough with that? Well, I mean, they got 2 tier 2 towers though, so I don't even know if I would say that, but like they just didn't get any fights. Radiant did a really good job at avoiding them. They might not avoid this one though.
Oh.
Dire in the river. Radiant, they're coming on forward. CTM. Unfortunately, misses the combo to start, but the Hex is there on top of the wall. Thing with a Finger of Death. Follow up afterwards. They're able to burst him down. No Sanctity for this fight. No Marvel as well, as both cores are going to drop. Radiant, they're finally online and looking to take fight after fight now and skirmish after skirmish as Hishki. Oh, he's got Yopaj hunting. This Shadow Fiend will not be able to do it himself, and that's a really fast Rosh spawn as well. It's back up. Not that Radiant are nearby and in a position to take it, but important that it's already up on the map.
Yeah, for sure. And with this Arcane Blink as well, that the Shadow Fiend has gone, hell, maybe even give him over the shard. The presence of the Dark Lord lowering the magic resistance by 14% nullifies the effect of that passive pipe aura. Gonna be real nice for them. But again, Morphling caught mostly Agimorphed. It was a nice attempted save, good, very nice positioning as well from Ace to be on the high ground, but it's just one of those impacts of having the Shadow Fiend with the Requiem of Souls. The fear actually disrupted that. I think if he gets the full channel off on the Sunray, he's totally fine. So I don't know if this is the right choice actually, to go for the Ag Shot on the Phoenix. That's not what you're worried about. With the PL, you've already got the level 20 now. He's got the extra Phantom Rush range. He's got a 10-second cooldown on the Doppelganger. You've got the Manta style. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to do.
Radiant. They're still coming on over. Buyback's going to come through for the Clockwork. They've been able to catch up the Phoenix before even any abilities come out. And Hishki as well is getting chased down here. Sanctity actually just has to doppel away. So the Dire cores don't feel safe with fighting, but it's a bit of an issue because Marvel's going to get picked off as well. They just... really unfortunate place for them to fight. They're not on the same level, it seems like, Lilgun. That fight just not grouped up. And, I mean, they're going to get punished. Neon, again, you see, like, the Phantom Lancer, it's got 3,600 gold, and we just said that Natsumi finished the Aghanim shard.
Mm-hmm. And now, they finally figure out Roche is up. They're going to go ahead and take it. That's my bad as well. For some reason, I was thinking that the Phoenix shard was still, you know, you get that passive charge of the fiery spirits constantly. I'm like, well, it's against the PL, that sucks. But, you know, if you're able to quickly cast that supernova, you're not going to get feared away by the Requiem of Souls. So, yep, no, perfectly reasonable. And he's now picked it up on Ace, but it's going to be a little bit too late to stop them from taking Roche. They even have the vision.
They'll catch up the Phoenix, the ward on the higher gun. Yopaj pop BKB. Arcane. Whoa! Goodbye, Phoenix. Sanctity with the BKB. He's going to go for a TP out. Is it under the full duration of the magic immunity? It is. He'll make it back to safety. But Dire are just never fighting as a unit, it feels like, this game.
Alright, so I have never seen this new Meepo Ag Scepter, the Dig.
I have. I think I watched one game with it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. Arena drop. Sanctity's gonna try and burst down the first life. They will be able to tick out the ages here. Can they get him a second time though? Great use of the doppelganger. They don't really have all their ultimates on Radiant, so they're gonna look to try and reset here. They don't have the numbers as well.
Not available though on Lilgun, so yeah, they're immediately going to smoke up. The Phoenix was picked off instantly before, so he wasn't able to get that supernova going. So yeah, they're kind of going to reveal the fact that they're smoked up. Breaking the smoke actually on a couple of heroes. A little bit of a mistake here, but the main Meepo's forward. He's still got his Blink Dagger. We're getting up to his level 20 as well. Oh, this would be a big catch if they're able to get onto Yopaj in particular.
Play hard.
Oh, they found him again.
From the Morphling! Sanctity! He's gonna get brought down. 1, 2, 3. Wants to deal with the line. That's a lot of their control at the moment. Yopaj's gonna get caught out as well. That's a great pick-off to be able to find. They won't have the Shadow Fiend to rejoin the fight, but finally Natsumi, the Phantom Lancer, is gonna try and get involved here. If we can build up the illusions and slowly burn them down, they'll drop the supernova. It forces Natsumi to retreat back up to the high gun with the egg popping. He's got another round of the doppelganger shortly. The heart also just picked up. If they can bring him down, they know that he completed the heart, so we won't have a buyback. Great stun. It means that Natsumi is able to get back to safety, and they have to just result to catching out the clockwork here. So Neon will lose 3. That is on their side of the map too, so if Dire can get in a position to get the lanes in, the top, mid, and bot are all across Radiant's half, so it is still going to take them a bit of duration to get it to the objectives.
Playhard just saved that game for Neon for mine. Like, if that PL dies, you lose a lane of Rax minimum, because no buyback on the Shadow Fiend. The lanes were pushed a little bit, but it wouldn't take them all that long to be able to fix that. And yeah, PL having just bought out, they also used, what they found out here is the Nyx. They used the glyph to be able to continue that push forward. Shadow Fiend TP'd in onto a range creep. They used the glyph to make sure that, you know, that could continue to happen. So that would have been a ton of map control given over to Lilgun. Sanctity, I mean, he's getting caught out at the start of every single one of these team fights, and Lilgun, they're still going okay.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if he's able to actually live to do anything?
Yeah, is this just the power of the Meepo that we're seeing now when 1, 2, 3 locks onto an important target?
Especially now that he's got that level 20, right? You've got, he just hit level 20, now he's level 22.
Okay.
Not again.
I was a bit worried there. You see what he can do when he plays with that Phantom Lancer, just gives him a little bit extra mobility. So you're really just relying on Radiant, you know, it's a Blink Hex or maybe a hook shot from out of fog when he's next to a tree line and can't react with the attribute shift fast enough.
He's going into a lot of damage here, which I'm not sure if it's the way that I would look to build it. I'd just be going pure stats, you know, making sure that you've got a lot more survivability, because that feels like how you're losing these fights right now. Meepo's going to do plenty of damage.
Yeah, it just looks like they're trying to burst, but like you said, I feel like Meepo,
Dire are scanning.
I think the Lion's an important target, and I don't think you need a E-Blade, like a Blink E-Blade to burst through the clockwork support. Like, that's not someone like an
still has a lot
Oracle.
of damage, right? Like, it's 20 stats.
Yeah. Radiant, smoked up, Blink in, CTM. Spear only finds one, but counter initiation. Europunch is a massive Requiem. They find all the fear on 3. They're going to blink on the Meepo once again. Going to try and deal with the Lion. But the outpost control coming back in is going to be Ace. The Supernova ready and available as well. He's going to try and drop the egg, but do they have the tax to go through from Neon? They don't. They're forced to disengage. The egg pops. No one will be stunned. Still, can they push on forward for more? Natsumi standing his ground. Meepo dies. Natsumi somehow is able to bring him down, and now the voice lines are coming to play. They catch out Sanctity too. He'll turn with the BKB shotgun. A TP out. The damage is not there though. But a massive, massive ultimate from Yopage's Requiem.
Just able to get perfectly in position. Even the Knicks actually went underneath, dropped the spike carapace to make sure that they didn't have that follow-up, but you BKB, you don't care, and the Knicks just goes and straight up dies. It was so much damage to be able to try and withstand Hishki. He's going to position himself here on the front lines. I don't know who you're going to be catching out here, even with the help of your Morphling. Maybe they can catch Yopage.
Oh, okay.
That's huge.
That's the play they're going for. Shadow Fiend is pretty squishy by himself, and I guess we're seeing this potential of the Blink E-Blade there. It's not just the Lion. Maybe you can burst through the Shadow Fiend.
And Hishki even going for the Mind Breaker as well. So having that little bit of extra silence, kind of cheeky. Can't get that instant Hex off, for example, straight afterwards if they were to go in onto the Lion.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So 9,000 net worth lead as our last tier 1 tower is going to fall across the map. This will refresh the glyph though. Maybe it's going to come into play. But that is a pretty big item here for CTM. The Desolator is going to get picked up. You've already got the maxed out presence of the Dark Lord. 7 armor reduction. He's also level 25 already for the Shadow Fiend. So the highest level this game. The Phantom Lancer close by as well. Level 24 and about 3/4.
And you talk about that cooldown reduction, right? Like, you've got the Arcane Blink on top of everything. So that's just going to reduce those BKB timings a bit more. With that level 25, it means that, well, he's probably going to have the safety this time around. If they made a similar sort of gank attempt, he would actually survive next time.
Even Octarine completed for the PL. So you were questioning if he was going to go all in into this build, and he has so far. CTM. On the front, they still don't have Yopage, and they're a little bit disconnected with Januel's positioning. But great use. The constant sentries in these choke points where the Nyx Assassin is looking to hunt and looking to gain vision.
Yeah. Perfectly reasonable now for the PL to get the Octarine, of course. It was more a question of, like, does he get it second or third item? But now, you know, you've had such a good game. Top of the net worth, nearly level 25 as well, so that's going to make life even harder for Lilgun. As soon as he hits that up, he's got the Midas, so it's going to be a pretty quick way for him to get it. Might just do a little drive-by on one of these golems here. Not enough. There it is.
Smoked up. Who can they find?
And how quick is Roche as well? That's the other question.
It's in the front line. Smoke's gonna pop. They haven't got the start just yet, but a great placement for their ward. They need to back off. Try and find a better positioning for themselves. But you see Radiant really rely on pickoffs. Unfortunately, they're not going to be the one to start. It's Yopage. A Blink Fin. Underlord does have a buyback, though. Down to the western side as well. Sanctity's going to get caught. Same with the Lion. He's so far away from the team. They're going to dive in. Blink. Sanctity would claim the kill. CTM, he's in no man's land. They need help. CTM, the team's coming over. It's mainly just the illusions. The God's Rebuke. They even dropped the Supernova for that. But Radiant, they're all not in a position to be controlled from the egg. But they stun up the Natsumi Phantom Lancer. He's burnt out all his mana as well. He's trying to force the man fight, but he won't be able to. The Spike Carapace fights both of them. Yopage is going to try and hide on the high ground. TP out. They won't cancel it. But fall down and into Roche.
15-second Roche respawn as well. So getting a little bit lucky here. Ace was trying to be a bit greedy, perhaps using the Sunray to try and save Marvel. Got clipped again just by the edge of that Requiem of Souls. But this time around, he's going to have the Refresher Shard. So he can be much more liberal now with looking to use that to quickly and instantly make sure he gets the save every single time. I don't know if chasing's the thing you need to do right now. You've got 3 heroes killed. There's the potential that PL doesn't have buyback, which, spoiler alert, he doesn't. 60 seconds on the sidelines. They've got the glyph. but double siege creeps. Meepo, level 24.
Radiant's middle tower
Very
is
deadly.
under attack.
Can Yopaj do it again? Oh!
Yopaj? It's only a 35-second cooldown though. And look at the dig. Meepo's full. That's crazy.
Radiant structures are
What the
falling.
He's
heck?
got the pipe on him as well.
And they have like, they're gonna have the Nyx as well. They've gone all in on this dig meta.
Radiant's
He's got another
middle
clone
tower
as well,
has
level
fallen.
25.
And look at the
Meepo
earth binds.
Dota.
You just can't get near him.
Has fallen.
The
Radiant's
control
I like the
aspect.
has fallen.
I like the attempt by Yopaj. With that Arcane Blink, with the level 25, it means that the Requiem's going to be up again right when the PL respawns. So he could look to go for another play right as soon as it's available with that Blink Dagger. They
CTM,
gotta
arena
go.
drop. Yopaj needs to go with the big Requiem. They find Morphling 2! Yopaj, what a Requiem! They'll deal with the Aegis. 1-2-3's going to try and come back and look to turn it. But they're on the Radiant side of the map here and they won't have the Morphling. They
Meepo
won't
do
have
it?
the Underlord as well. It's all up to the Meepo along with the Supernova. They're brawling it out at the moment. But Natsumi, great use of the Doppelganger. And now the illusions are starting to stack up. Again, it's all on 1-2-3. But they're burning his health. He's back to safety. Can they catch him? How is he alive? Yopaj blinks up once again. Another use of the Supernova. They'll burn
He's
through
hunting.
Jao. The Spike Carapace. Natsumi stunned Doppelganger, but they finally get him. Meepo will fall. It's up to the supports. Yopaj another round of the Requiem. 4 will drop on Lilgun. They're going to try and chase down Ace and make it a team wipe. A little bit too short on the hook shot, but hey, it doesn't matter. Neon, they'll defend the higher ground. They do lose a full set, and you got to buy back on a couple of heroes. But Yap Boy is indeed my idol. What a fight from them.
Coming through clutch. I hate all this cooldown reduction. Even the Octarine core now finished up on that shadow feed means that base without the Arcane
He
Blink.
did 17,000 damage. Meepo did 25. What?
Just the power of that extra clone. And well, it's going to become even easier for them as now we can see the difference pretty recently done with the talent changes means that those talents are going to start to tick up a little bit more. Level 28 nearly acquired by the Shadow Fiend as well, which means that the presence is going to start affecting buildings. Another one team fight means that you can very, very quickly take away a lot of Lilgun space.
Now they're going to look to try and even up the middle rack's advantage that Dire had. Now we're completely even here. How long do they want to stick around for though? Fact, looks like they want to do just a little bit longer. Tier 3 top, getting beat down. They'll think otherwise. Not going to overcommit too far. So what were the buybacks? It was the Mars and the Clockwork. Okay.
And look at the Shadow Fiend's quick buy. Going into the Dagon. Why not?
Oh, not refresher now. Oh,
Ah, boo.
come on, Yopaj. Do
Give
better.
the people what they want.
Do better. There's an arcane bot. Oh no. He's beelining for that.
That's
bought
the refresher
refresher too.
completed as well.
He
Smoke
pulled
up.
out for it. Okay.
I mean, if you're playing like he is, I can
He's feeling
understand
himself.
it. Playhard has to be careful though. He's going a little bit deep.
1, 2, 3. Spy Carapace. Yopaj gonna blink
Yopaj.
him forward. Requiem's out now with a refresher
And-
as well, but it's not a lot of damage on top
Where's
of the
the
Meepo.
Phoenix?
But can he get back to safety? He cannot. He's gonna try and burrow. Protected for a little while. The second burrow as well on top of the Meepo, but they're controlling safety. 1, 2, 3 is gonna pop out. The Supernova, the high gun. They've controlled Yopaj. He bought out for these. They need to try and protect the Shadow Fiend. He's gonna end up tipping. No Yopaj for 100 seconds. And Phantom Lancer as well. Now against the world. CTM able to protect him. Finger of Death hexed up. Meepo, he's got a little bit of protection thanks to the E-Blade. What a ravage! The Earth Spike from Play Hard finds all 4, but they've still got the Spike Carapace. 4 staff away. Natsumi, he's trying to play around with his mobility, but Hishki, he's caught him out. They'll get the Doppel, the Earth Spike follow up with the
Oh, the
Impale.
Jukes.
He's trying to juke and drive. I don't think it's enough. Finally, they'll find the real Phantom Lancer. He's so
Will they?
mobile. He's so hard
Oh,
to bring
no.
down. Again with the Jukes. Natsumi. No way. No way. You saw the Doppelganger. He's actually a madman.
Is he going
They
to
don't
get out?
have the
No.
root. What? What?
Wow. This is the sort of game that you want to see. You know, people might say, oh, Lilgun, they didn't win a series. Actually, they beat TNC in the upper division. And, you know, they're not doing amazingly in this one. But this game, so entertaining. Seeing the counterplays come out from the Meepo, from the Phantom Lancer, the Ravagers coming out, of course, from Playhard's Lion. And, I mean, again, Ace, just enabling so much survivability out of the team.
Invisibility.
What do you reckon the probability is right now?
As well. On question mark? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, I think that's what it is. I think it's a question mark because the game wouldn't even know.
68%. Crazy.
So close.
That is quite the chance here from either team in this second game. I know it doesn't say at the top, for anyone that's just tuning in, keep in mind, best of 2 round robin. Neon, they did win this first map of the series, but Lilgun, they are bringing it to them in the second game.
Now, what I don't know, because it's very rare that you get to this sort of stage of the game, is that with the Morphling, it feels like the only time he's dying is when he gets bursted, 100 to 0. When he's in a Hex, if he's in a stun, if he's in a fear. With that level 25 talent, attribute shift while stunned, I'm not sure if it works when you're actually being feared instead, because it's a different status effect coming through. Same sort of thing with the Hex, actually.
Uh-oh. Ishki, great positioning. Dust? Anything? Is out. Smoke all gets popped. They're really deep, and they don't have vision. Oh, they got ward on the high ground. Sanctity burst. Flicker's actually getting Clockwork some space. The hookshot, it's not going to matter. They'll bring down the Clockwork. He does not have a buyback to rejoin them. Natsumi as well is a bit away from the team. They're instantly going to try and pounce on top of Yopaj. A great use of the defensive Requiem. The Refresher follow-up as well. Straight on top of the Meepo. Can they bring him down? They do!
Got him!
Meepo doesn't have a buyback. And now this is a massive window of opportunity for Radiant if they want to take it. But the answer is they do not. They're not going to overcommit too far. They know the Shadow Fiend used a lot there for that kill. They'll just allow Natsumi to poke and prod.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It's another
Dire's
Arcane
bottom
too.
tower has
Oh my god.
It's just not fair.
It's not.
It's just not fair,
It's
this
just
luck.
not. The Refresher has an 84-second cooldown. How crazy is that?
Without the Arcane Blink, by the way.
Yeah, that's, oh my lord. 30% cooldown reduction is your talent tree. He's also got the 25% with the Octarine. Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's fun to watch though. Like, when you get to this stage, late game Shadow Fiend is entertaining.
Mm-hmm. There's been so much action that Dire don't even have their 4th neutral item from the tier 4s.
They just haven't had a chance to hit creeps. There we go.
Oh, finally. Flicker's pretty nice.
Yeah, that'll maybe help with the positioning from one of the supports here. The odds are looking pretty even. Lilgun, they're actually favored right now. $1.74. Neon, they're $1.98. So we pretty even with the odds right now. 45 minutes into this one.
A little unfortunate, to be perfectly honest, with Lilgun's neutral items. There's nothing that provides stats or any kind of survivability for Sanctity.
Oh, Blink in instantly rips apart the Mars. Great use of the E-Blade. That's something that can cut through that hero. Doesn't matter about the bulwark. Yeah, he's got nowhere to rejoin them. Radiant, they're actually still going to use the ward on the high ground. This could be a nice play. He doesn't use the Hex, but no attribute shift. It doesn't matter. You don't need the Hex. You can bring him down. Yopaj, they're both going to refresh. Requiem is a 36 cooldown. Like, oh my god. It hurts.
I think Zhao just saw that as well. Like, hey guys, I can go back in 15 seconds, by the way.
Uh-oh. Now, Morphling's got a buyback. CTM does not. But you really don't want to force this out on someone like Sanctity.
No,
and we're really starting to get these later stages where the Meepo was someone who can definitely fall off. And, you know, the AoE control that Shadow Fiend can provide, the Ravages that we've seen so far in the Lion, it is going to make it difficult here for the impact of 1, 2, 3.
Seems like he's saving for buyback as well on this Meepo. He's got a ton of gold, but may as well save for the buyback. Roche's respawn. Don't think it's been spotted out just yet. That's the only time where I think you would look to commit the buyback onto the Morphling. If you're needing to contest into it, give him over the Aegis, but it's not going to be the case for either side. So not punished too hard by CTM not having the buyback, not having the buyback gold as well.
Radiant, they're going to force some back up top here. Catapult wave, some Phantom Lancer illusions. So given...
Look at Morphling's item, quick buy. He just wants the Aeon Disc. He wants to not die at the very start of every single team fight.
He's going to be a bit slot dependent then. Going to have some issues.
Maybe sell the Dragon Dance, to be honest.
And Radiant.
Roche has been
fourth Roche. 1, 2, 3. He's hunting. Kishki as well. A jump on the line. Januel can counter up. Natsumi's coming over. Now they've got to be careful because the Meepo, they don't have to back up Supernova on the high ground. But now with the Meepo falling, they're going to try and turn. They don't even care about the Supernova. They just need to protect the core of the heroes here. Sanctity waveform in. They haven't killed off the Phantom. Never mind, Natsumi's so low. Doppelganger away thanks to the defensive arena. Sanctity's still hunting. Natsumi needs help and he needs it now. Doppelganger once again, but we see how difficult it is to be able to find the real Phantom Lancer. But I say that Sanctity will catch him out. The waveform into the adaptive strike. He was kind of by back. So low. This is a massive win condition now with the Phantom Lancer coming back into the fight. You'll get the Aghanims on Sanctity, Cheese as well. Meepo's got the Aegis, Refresher on Ace.
Who do you even morph into?
I don't just did he mean that?
I mean, there's not anyone amazing to give it to on your side, I suppose. Maybe the Supernova, but
Jackpot.
I think just maybe even the extra cast range might be nice.
Wait, surely Supernova, actually. They haven't killed the egg. And they don't have a lineup to kill the egg. Like, I'm actually really surprised they gave it to the Morphling. Who's he shift into? Like,
I think it might even just be for the cast range, to be honest.
Okay.
Extra 350 cast range, I think it is now.
Yep. I guess even like...
Popping the cheese super early.
Underlord could be nice. We'll see. He's got Nyx at the moment.
So he's buying out the Aeon Disc.
Ishki, blink in. Instantly, Sanctity. He's gonna get ripped apart with a refresher. They bring down the Morphling. Well, that Aghanims ain't gonna do nothing. Hishki as well is in trouble. They're gonna look to buy back. They've got the outpost control on the dire side of the map here, but can they continue on forward up on the higher ground where Radiant have a massive advantage? Earthspike once again onto all the Meepos. The Phantom Lancer illusion starting to stack up. They'll kill off the Underlord. And Meepo doesn't have the backup of the team now. They're gonna try to come back in. They'll deal with him once. They should be able to deal with him a second time as well.
He used the buyback. You're gonna have to. Oh no, he's all the way back here. He moved the real one back.
Sanctity.
And they catch on play hard.
Wait, Sanctity bought back. Sanctity's gonna waveform in. Back out he goes. Lion is a lot of their control right now. BKB is about to aspire. Great use of the replica doppelganger. And the Supernova on the low ground as well. That's a great spot for Radiant to be able to turn it back around. Natsumi, Phantom Rush, a little bit of distance. The ward's up as well for the creep. It stuns them all up. Meepo is falling low, but the Sunray heal isn't enough. They need to kill off the Phoenix. It's so much of the sustain. Another hero's going to drop thanks to the E-Blade control. It's up to Natsumi and Yopaj. A buyback will come once to again. They haven't found the real Phantom Lancer, but they're trying to catch him out here. E-Blade, Yopaj, he might end up dropping. He's somehow got a little bit of life, but the Hex will bring him down. He's got a buyback to rejoin them. They'll do it instantly. They need to get to Natsumi. He needs help. They can't kill off the Phantom Lancer illusions. Look at how many they are, but finally 1, 2, 3. He'll catch him. 4-star pushes up to the northern side, but it doesn't matter. No buyback. Natsumi, they're going to go backing on Yopaj. Refresher, can he do it? Yopaj! It's all up to him. He'll kill off the Meepo. What a crazy fight.
Crazy fight, crazy game in general. He's forced to go for the TP out. I'm sure he would have been baited a little bit by those bounty runes, but it's all time basically just on these buybacks. The only ones that don't have it for purely money are the Mars, the Nyx Assassin, and the Phoenix. So it's kind of a little bit all on CTM's shoulders right now. When he's going to respawn, you're not going to have your Phantom Lancer available.
All right, we've seen Yopaj do it. Can he do it again? They're going to have Lion, Mars, 25 seconds. They push relatively well with the Morphling. But without 1, 2, 3... Radiant got Glyph. They're not going to be able to end this game. They're going to try blinking forward. Yopaj, if they can burst through one. The Fear's going to drag them away, but Marvel hasn't died just yet. Trying to go on the tanky Underlord. Might have been a bit of a mistake here from Neon. It's going to look to cost them the life of the Clockwork. Got the line. Mars back up. They have used the Glyph too. It's not going to have this for the further defense. Finger of Death, Spear, pushback. That's a big kill. Even Supernova's going to get dropped at the same time with CTM's Arena. It's trying to protect the throne that is now exposed. Blinking forward, Yopaj is going to have the big ultimate up in 10 seconds, but is it going to be too long? Sancti, there's a refresher pop. Yopaj trying to move in forward. They should be able to get back to safety thanks to the rift. They find him. There's the all shots instantly. Yopaj, what a game from him. This Shadow Fiend has been something to fear, and they now have a big opportunity to walk it down.
Here, the refresher being used on Ace. He's level 25. He's in position to try and do even more damage through with that Sunray. I think I could see Marvel, you know, he's trying to get this wave pushed in a little bit. They're not in a position to go for any kind of like all-in play through the backdoor protection though. So you're not going to have your Morphling. Hell, you might even not have your Nyx Assassin for this tower defense.
And that's going to be pretty costly. Like, Nyx can really disrupt a lot of these fights with the Burrow. Oh, Meepo. Oh, no way.
He's not going for it, is he?
Oh, well.
He's got the Desolator.
Maybe, wait, how close to buyback? Do they need the bounties?
I mean, I feel like you got to commit. You got to commit to whatever you want to do. Desolator. It's there.
Can Underlord Rift to them? No. 30 seconds cooldown on Rift.
If he buys Ags on the Underlord, he can.
He's not sure. Radiant don't have Glyph. He's going to go for it. 1, 2, 3. Backdoor protection. Here come the TPs. He's not doing it fast enough, though, and play hard. The AoE Hex! Finger of Death! You're punched with the Rock Grip. Charged up. Hook shot. No, they killed the Phoenix off as well. Oh, the tips instantly. That might just be it. He had to go for it. The Hail Mary. And they call it. What a game. What a game. Neon. They'll end up taking the bloodbath of a series 2-0.
We've had a day of entertaining series so far, and that did not disappoint at all. I mean, what more could you possibly ask for? What a roller coaster of a win probability as well. Could have been anyone's. But man, just these little plays at the end of the day. Yopaj on point time and time again. And unfortunately for Sanctity, he just got caught out one too many times. The tempo was never able to keep up, even though it was a nice surprise Meepo pick, not to be at the end of the day.
It's I mean, it looked like it, you know, kind of sent a spanner in the works there for Neon, but just Yopaj continues to impress me, like every single time.
Have a quick look at his hero damage, please.
Yeah. Holy shit. 149,000.
I mean, the fact that there were 5 Meepos does help, but, you know, still.
My God. Yopaj is just on 21, 5, and 15. What a performance from Yopaj. What a performance from Neon. They were able to halt off this Meepo strat that Lilgun were looking to sneak a map victory with. But unfortunately for them, they're going to end up dropping this series here 2-0. And guys, that's 2 series of the night done. We've had some crackers. And if you take a look at the teams that are about to be playing, you'd be like, can it even get any better? Motivate Galaxy Racer is our next series of the night. It can get better. These 2 teams are going to be bringing the action. It's going to be Galaxy Racer in second place, tied with Motivate in second place as well. So this is really going to be important for the standings of the round robin. We'll send it to a break. It's going to be 10 minutes until our 3rd series of the night.